LasVegasDiscount.net's the best there is. Save up to 50% on your next Vegas trip. And travel, rental, shows, and tours. Find the deals you're looking for. LasVegasDiscount.net. LasVegasDiscount.net. If you're going to Vegas for deals that are the best, visit LasVegasDiscount.net.
FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee, talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Net Radio!
Hola, soy Julio César Chávez.
That's lights out, baby. Lights out all day.
This is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
I mean, this is ridiculous. It's a radio show. It ain't a one-hour television spectacular.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
We gon' know. I got eyes and ears everywhere. I got friends all over the world, man.
Who gives a shit with White? He's a piece of crap.
Oh. Oh. Oh, shit. Shit, Andrew.
You're not doing it. You're not doing this. You're not doing that.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. My name is Lee Hanish. I'm joined by Andrew LaPache. How are you, Andrew?
Doing very good, Lee. How's it going?
Fantastic. A lot going on in boxing, a lot to cover. First and foremost, go to FightNetRadio.com. For the first time in a long time, it's really interesting to say this. I'll be covering all the stories that are available at Fight Net Radio on our Facebook page. You can go over, just open up your Facebook, type in Fight Net Radio. You can Google us, whatever. You're going to wind up on our Facebook page. We are the #1 source for boxing stuff. That's my new catchline. What do you think of it? Boxing stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
#1
voted in the world. #1.
No, actually, our numbers indicate that. Normally, I would give you a marketing jingle like voted #1 by us kind of thing. But actually, our numbers do indicate that we are the #1 source for downloading boxing content. That's a really technical way of saying we do the most downloads on Facebook, actually. Go over there. You can check out last week's episode, our Sunday episode, which got very good reviews, got a lot of replays, a lot of people. What are we at? 4694, Andrew. Not bad. Not bad for last week's episode. You can go over and listen to it. We didn't shoot any video, which we normally do. This week we will have video for you, so we're really excited about that. Everything is coming off our Facebook page. Andrew and I have been updating it quite a bit over the past week. So let's start off with the solemn and sad news, shall we? And get that out of the way. That's right. Sean, did you see where I was going with that? It was a curveball, Andrew. Come on, it
so
was pretty
sad. I was like, dude, he's so professional right now. This is awesome. Bam, bam,
bam, right out of the
no
what shame.
Yeah.
You would be correct, Andrew. No shame in my game. So right out of the gate, Andrew, let's start off with the WBC World Welterweight title, which has been announced, and its location, September 28th. It's going to be in Staples. Again, I don't understand this, since neither guy is from LA.
Yeah, it's weird. You know, I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to go to Las Vegas because Porter's, does a lot of the training, lives in Las Vegas now, and Porter didn't want to go to Texas because Spence is from there, so that only leaves Las Vegas or the Barclays.
New York, right? Barclays,
yeah,
they get
the Barclays.
They get some kind of deal there.
Maybe this is a
All right.
positive. Maybe this is a positive sign for Southern California's boxing scene. Maybe they make more money there. We don't know it. You know, we don't know what they're selling the Barclay tickets for. Maybe Southern California is a better market at buying tickets.
I've been to those events, Andrew. That's kind of a stretch.
You don't know that though. Hey Lee, what else would it be? They got a better deal? You got to
Probably.
think they're at Staples Center, or you got to remember. All right, go ahead. You're moving on.
No, it's okay. We can go back to it. We can cover it
Yeah,
for a
no,
second.
you should have started off with this.
I just did it because it was a throwaway item as an episode piece. I can't believe that we've got to sit through Sean Porter and Errol Spence, to be perfectly honest, Andrew. To me, it's almost brutally ridiculous on some level that we have to tolerate that fight.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, seriously, Sean Porter beat Danny Garcia for a vacant title. And then in his last fight, people thought he didn't even win in the UGAS decision. It was a split decision. So, yeah, I hear it. It's not a real unification. It's something we wish Spence would have picked Crawford over. But we've been saying that with Spence for a while now. He's clearly had Terrence Crawford calling him out, and he just don't want any piece of him, at least right now. With that being said, okay, we know that Floyd and Al Heyman are a part of the PBC. They are talking to these guys. We heard Spence say it's Crawford who needs the fight now because he's in his 30s. So they're probably stringing Crawford out to get him later on in his career. What Floyd did his whole career with all of his major fights. Shane Mosley, De La Hoya, Zab Judah, Miguel Cotto. All of these fighters came probably at the time no one wanted to see the fight. Seriously. Shane Mosley versus Floyd Mayweather at lightweight, 10 times better fight. They're both undefeated. Mosley, I believe, has the record of title defenses under a WBC title at the lightweight division at this time. Floyd is the unified junior lightweight champ, coming up with wins over Bernardo Hernandez and Diego Corrales. That's an awesome fight at that moment. Never happens. Floyd moves to junior welterweight, can then take on Zab Judah undefeated. He can take on Katsuya Zhu. Who else did he chose? What's his name, Lee?
You're going to me as the historian on the show?
Shit. I'm going to have to look it up, damn it.
Yeah, you probably should. And I can't move into the next story until you get this
Juan
piece
Lozano.
done.
It might have been
Okay.
Juan Lozano he went after. He offered him like $1 million. Juan fucking Lozano. You ever heard of that name? That's right. You haven't. Didn't go after the other two. Moves up again, and the Shamba Mitchell and the whole welterweight title thing starts. So yeah, that's probably what Terrence Crawford. That's what Spence is doing now, right? Crawford's 31, 32. Hell, we could wait 2 more years. It'll be 34. Bam, we'll take him then, and then everyone could shut up as I run around and say, I fought everybody. That's what Floyd does. He's still doing it today.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right,
All
let's
right.
move on.
So let's start from this page, and then we'll move forward from here. How's that sound? Since we're shooting video. So let's talk about really sad news this past week, shall we? We did have a passing. We did have a passing because of boxing. It is really sad for those of you who haven't been updated or don't know about it. Maxim Dadashev passed away as a result from the injuries received from his fight, right? He was medically induced into a coma. So Dadashev was in a medically induced coma following brain surgery in Maryland from injury suffered in his 140-pound title eliminator loss. His wife arrived from Russia late last night to be by his side. There is an update to that story. And it was also press released by Top Rank. It's been all over. If you're a boxing fan, you know they're deeply saddened to report that Dadashev had passed away. Everyone is simply speechless. Our prayers for his wife, son, and family, friends, and loved ones. Rest in peace, champ. All right, Andrew, give me your take on the Dadashev situation.
It's just sad. I mean, there's nothing really you can say. You had 2 undefeated prospects in the ring. They were going for it all, right? Listen, These men give up so much in their youth to make these title runs. They usually only have one option in life, and that's fighting. That's why you guys seen his trainer, legend Buddy McGirt, became a legend on this night as a trainer, was already a legend as a fighter, begging him to stop the fight. And you've seen them saying no early. And there's a reason. You can't take a defeat in this sport. We all know it. In boxing, you get 1-2 losses, especially TKO knockout losses. You're considered done. You're considered on the downside. The money stops coming in. Buddy McGirt ultimately stops the fight, gives one of the, just a dude. He cared for the kid. You can tell. But I hope Buddy is not losing sleep. I know he is, but I hope he finds some peace in what he tried to do that night for the young man. He tried. He finally did it, and then even after, you heard him say, they're probably mad at me. They better not be mad at him no more.
He ultimately did the right thing.
He tried. He tried stopping it in the 9th, bro. Who knows if it would have saved him? We don't know that. The damage could have been done. One thing didn't like seeing, listen, we've had way too many of these, and I don't want to go through the list in the last 2 years, but we've had at least 7 fighters on TV that have had brain damage, and I'm telling you, they're watering down the market. I've told you guys this over. Some of these fights, Lee, we never would have seen. Okay, they're mismatches. They're showcases. They're padded records. The other day, DAZN actually put something on their telecast of a pro debut, or no, he had 1 win against a man, I believe, who had 165 fucking losses. They put that on TV.
Right. It's bound to happen when you start to talk about sheer content. Right. I was just talking about...
They've watered it down, bro.
Right.
How many times have we said they've watered the sport down by all these mismatches? You've got fights that people don't even care about going on ESPN apps nowadays. Magnabev, Cologne, the young man from Rock Nation, Adonis Stevenson. The list goes on and on. And excuse me for not remembering the young man from Rock Nation that's actually suing Jay-Z right now. The list goes on, and it's getting bad, and we're seeing a lot of it because they're putting way too much mismatches on TV. Don't know if this was a mismatch. I can't say this, but there's a lot. There's way too many of them, Lee. Come on. What is this, like the 6th time they've had to open up a man's skull so his brain will stop swelling? Or try to let the brain swell, I guess. What the fuck?
Reduce the swelling.
Reduce, is that what it is? It's reducing? All right.
Yeah, you're letting, so there's so much pressure. The pressure is ultimately what kills you. What you're reducing is you're allowing the blood to escape so that the brain can expand and actually, it's...
There's another young man. There's another young fighter who just... He lived through the surgery. Half his head is caved in, and they got him going, all over the internet saying, don't forget about this young man. Just way too much of it. Very scary. We got to know we all know the sport we're watching. We get it.
Yeah.
The promoters got to do a better job of matchmaking though. And I don't want to see a guy with 167 losses taking another knockout defeat on TV.
I'm with you. It's interesting because it's bled over into mainstream. I know it's bled over when my mother, who is a doctor, by the way, for anybody wondering, she was talking to me on the phone today, and she was asking me, did you hear about the fighter who died? And I almost smiled to myself internally. I said, yes, of course, I heard about Dadashev. I said, as I was explaining to her, there's kind of an unwritten rule that all of us who do combat sports of any kind, right? Even if I do an IBJJF tournament, right? Like I go to the Pan Ams or the World Games to compete. There's a guy really trying to kill me, right? So I have to believe that the referee or my coach is going to do the right thing by me if I'm in a bad situation where I'm getting choked out or getting my arm ripped out, right? I could receive life-threatening damage in those situations, and Dadashev's no different. Anybody who does a combat sport, you have to have the greatest level of respect for them, because part of you has to know when you're competing at a level where life and limb is on the line, right? So for those of you thinking, yeah, like when I play softball, no, bro, not like when you play softball.
You're so stupid.
Well, I always wonder about like armchair guys who think, oh, when I play softball, there's a danger. What? Of what? A guy letting go of the bat and you getting kinked in the head? I guess that's a likelihood. You guys don't get it. Like people who do real combat sports and compete in real combat sports, even on the amateur level all the way up, you got to have respect for kids who do amateur wrestling, right? We're trusting that the coaches and the referee are taking care of our kids in those situations. No different from football or anything else. I'm not diminishing that, but seriously, when you start to talk about grappling, wrestling, MMA, boxing, right, Andrew? Like you go into that thinking, all right, somebody's going to protect me if this gets way out of hand, and this is the situation where it got way out of hand.
The problem boxing's facing right now is those other sports have not seen all these men having their skulls removed. Okay, that's the problem boxing's having right now, and they got to fix it. We haven't had it like this before, people. It's not that it hasn't happened, believe me, but when you got when you got a fight that never hits TV, it's a little easier to sweep under the rug than if a million people watched it live. Okay, and the kid's shaking as he's leaving the ring and starts vomiting on the side. Like, that was a bad look. And then the medic's not doing shit. Medics are like, oh, take his vital signs. No. Hey, asshole, we've seen this before. You got to go. You got to treat this as emergency surgery now. We're leaving. They sit there and everyone's standing around them. Oh, get him a bucket. Hey, get a bucket over here. Come on, man. We've seen it too many times. Someone's got to be liable for that one. Bad decision on their part at ringside. The tape is there. That's going to be the evidence. I don't know what the outcome will be, but it doesn't look good. The kid showed many signs that he needed a fucking doctor, not the guy taking a vital sign and giving a bucket.
Well, sadly, there's nowhere for the show to go at this point, Andrew. So we'll just end the show right there on a sad note and call it a day.
No, because listen, there's a reason why he was begging for that young man to quit. Is because the young man told him, "I will die in this ring." They all say it, Lee. Once again,
we all say it. Look,
there's an
implicit.
Fighters
Professional fighters, even amateur fighters. I'm not going to diminish anybody who does a full contact amateur sport.
Yeah, but amateur isn't 12 rounds, bro. It's not 12 rounds of people hitting each other. He was fighting a man who was 13-0-13 for 12 fucking rounds. There's a little difference there. But these guys, they do say that when they walk in, and that's why Buddy McGirt was begging, and that's why we can't end the show today. That young man knew what he was doing. He fought to the death for his family. It's a hard reality, but that's what he did. You know, the good side on you wanted to be a good guy, someone start a GoFundMe page, and then, all of us that waste money on apps and fucking video games and everything, if we all came together and gave him one pay-per-view night, that's how you honor these guys that die in front of us on TV. Give their life to us on TV. If not, shut it down. Move on. The boxing world needs to take care of it. I think one of the major problems we have is there's just too much of it on TV, and they can't do the matchmaking correct right now. Yes, they were both undefeated, but maybe one was way better than the other. You know what I'm saying, Lee? Like, just because they both have O's don't mean they're in the same fucking roster.
Yeah,
We've seen that how many times?
Completely with you. Sad news. Shall we try to pick the show up from here?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's make an attempt. Let's make an attempt to move up from here. Let's move forward to the one and only Canelo Alvarez, whose imposed hiatus is no longer an imposed hiatus. This coming to us from East West Sports. Canelo Alvarez versus Sergey Derevyanchenko could reportedly happen after what? Could happen after all. Alvarez was expected to vacate. Trying to multitask. It's really difficult sometimes, Andrew. Okay,
all right.
I can do it. There. No, wrong one. There we go.
Bing.
Alvarez was expected to vacate his IBF title rather than face the mandatory. The purse bid was scheduled for today and was canceled at the last minute. This story posted about 24 to 48 hours ago, I think.
Holy smokes. So he already Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
I missed
Both
that
sides
one.
are close to making a deal, Andrew.
Now, wait a minute. I thought he vacated the title.
Alvarez is expected to vacate the IBF rather than face the mandatory. Yes.
Scheduled.
I don't know if Derevyanchenko is the actual mandatory. It's kind of a poorly written piece.
That's very poorly, because I thought he was the mandatory. It was very poorly written, I think, Lee. I actually think he has it wrong somewhere there.
I think he's not dropping the title and facing Derevyanchenko.
That's what I think too. Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir. And probably going to be in Mexico. They're probably going to control this whole thing. That's what Kovalev, that's what Triple G. None of them are going to do that. We know Alvarez has wanted to go home for a while to have a fight. I believe this is the opponent they're going to do that with.
Yeah, it works. It's an easy fight for Alvarez. He maintains the IBF title. I think it's a smart play. I don't see anything wrong with it.
And the money wasn't right for Kovalev yet. The Kovalev is demanding, they said 10 to 12. I think his last offer
12 was the number that we were told.
Yeah.
The most that he was going to be offered by Golden Boy was 8.
So he's got to go fight.
8 is a super fair number, to be perfectly honest.
You know how big 8's going to look like if Yarde knocks his ass out in a few months?
Look. There are fighters making historically bad decisions based on money right now.
Right.
But to me, it's just comical. And we're about to see Sergey Kovalev pull off the hat trick of stupid, right? So they drop $8 million on the table. No, it'll be worth more later on. I'm going to go and take this fight with Yarde because they're going to offer me what's he going to make with Yarde? 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's be super polite and say he makes $4 million, which I can't believe he's going to make $4 million.
Yeah,
way polite, right? With a guy who could theoretically take his head off, because we all know that Kovalev is broken, right? Andre Ward did the work and broke this guy into pieces. So
hit him to the body.
He's about to lose $8 million because of his ego, thinking that, this is my retirement fight. I'm gonna look. I don't do a Russian. I don't even know what it would be. I don't even know what that accent would sound like.
Everybody's like a pirate.
Yeah, that's my default when I have to come up with a character at all for this show. It always becomes a pirate on some level. Arr. Deep down, Kovalev's a pirate. Arr. That's right, me mateys. I'm gonna make more money this way. I got my hands on the old Steven Espinosa calculator. In the long run, I make more this way. And
you got to win, though. That's the problem.
Shout out to Kathy Duva on making a historically bad mistake here for her guy. Like, I'm sure she has to be the one. Okay, so this is all Kathy Duva, right? This isn't.
Of course.
Maybe it's Kovalev thinking that he's worth this money, but at the end of the day, this is on Kathy Duva.
She couldn't talk him into it. You're absolutely right. Lee, I got to tell you, this is the same company that got him a big fat 0 for the Andre Ward rematch, correct? Remember Kovalev sent out that tweet that said official paychecks? Ward had like 16 million, Kovalev 0. Like, what the hell? It was the worst. I had never seen anything like it. A fighter went into the fight with no guaranteed purse. It was just weird. The only other time it was ever done, I gotta throw it out there, was Roy Jones when he rematched Hopkins. I think Roy Jones said, I don't need a guaranteed purse. You're going to pay me a bigger percentage of the pay-per-view money we're about to make, baby. And we all know what that pay-per-view did.
Making it rain. Making it rain.
They're like, well,
rain, bro.
They're like, well, we only sold 10 pay-per-view fights,
Yeah.
and Hopkins got 6 million guaranteed. So you're shit out of luck, bro.
Kovalev's demented mind. I'm worth, $1 trillion if I fight in Russia. Okay, bro. Whatever.
This was a guy we considered done after the Ward second fight, and he turns down 8 mil. Are you serious right now?
8 mil on the table.
He's got an assault case where a woman's vertebrae was adjusted by a punch.
Right.
But let's just walk away from some millions.
No, we're cool. We're cool here. I don't need that Canelo money. I'll take them later on after I grab this one, put it under my belt, and make a cool 2 million. The money that he's making on this Yardy fight is dumb. And I get that he's chasing. I know what Kathy's thought process is. I'm going to get me some of that crazy DAZN money, and they're going to sign this guy to a multi-fight, multi-dollar contract.
3-fight deal. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Punchline, everyone. He didn't get it.
Nope.
And that's what happens when you walk on one of the big stars. Like, it was good for DAZN. It was good for him. It was good for everybody. But no, he knew more about Kathy knew it all. Kathy knows how everything works.
I gotta put out there the same company that traded Floyd Mayweather for Fernando Vargas. Just a classic story. Traded Floyd Mayweather to Top Rank for the one and only Fernando Vargas.
Congratulations to Kathy Duva on the boneheaded move of the week. Good job, honey. Proving why women should be in boxing. Well,
you're such a... Don't go there. Will you stop?
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? Well, if you add to the fact what Christy Martin said on her big day, what was her words? I want to pay him the least. She said something of like good old Don King.
The least possible amount of money and me.
Yeah, I want to pay him the least amount. Oh, man. She said that on national TV. What the fuck?
He'll be backing up to take that next fight, sweetie.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that was boneheaded, too. That was never. Dawn was like, damn, woman, even I didn't do that.
The coal miner's daughter, hard at work. Big announcement from Le Golden Boy de Oscar de la Hoya. In an attempt to keep filling Staples with 5 people to watch lightweight cards, Andrew, Golden Boy has signed 53-0 WBC minimum weight.
Minimum.
Is that even a sentence? Minimum weight champion, Wanghen Mengyathan.
They should just call it barely legal. That sounds like a...
Right? And then in the same sentence, by the way, Eastwick, I don't even understand what you did here. And Romanian heavyweight Mihai Nistor. But you have a picture of the minimum weight, but not the heavyweight. And what's the record on the Romanian heavyweight? You didn't include that. Eastwick really just kind of, I use their stuff a lot like you do, but man, it's like they were typing and got tired at the end of it. Nobody cares about Mihai.
Fuck them. Yeah. Fuck them.
Do we have a picture of Mihai? No, it's okay. Okay, so Mihai Nistor, what a name, Romanian heavyweight, in an attempt for Oscar to get his hands on a heavyweight, and minimum weight champion Wanghen Mengyathan. Wow, this is a double bill, Andrew, that I can't wait to see.
Yeah, no shit.
Dignity Healthcare, whatever park.
Like the heavyweight, future. I get. Everyone wants their heavyweight right now, right? There's a lot of money out there for these guys. The minimum WBC champ, I don't know what he's going to do with that one.
Make him pound for pound champion in my magazine that I own called Ring Magazine. Duh. Andrew, that's a no-brainer, bro.
The new Chocolitos here.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Takes us to our next story. The fantastic Mr. Eddie Hearn. I feel like he needs to be like a nickname, like Mr. Deeds or Mr. Boxing. Mr. Boxing, Eddie Hearn, tweeted out just a few hours ago on this fine day. Further to report, I can confirm that both Dillian White and Oscar Rivas were subject to extensive VADA and UCAD testing before their bout. Both fighters were cleared to fight by both bodies and the BBB of C. I don't know why he had to test that out. Is there something that I didn't catch about this fight?
Yes.
Or are we about to shaft Dillian White and say that he was on drugs?
Dillian White has tested dirty for a banned substance on July 7th, I believe the report said.
Fantastic.
And
how do we keep Dillian White from Deontay Wilder?
I know. You're
Let's
fucking
think
right.
about the Deontay Wilder past of getting out of fights with fighters. Has it happened in Deontay Wilder's past where he's had fighters test dirty for drugs, Andrew?
I got eyes and ears everywhere. Really, that's where that comes from. And then he lost a $3 million lawsuit in court for a false accusation.
Okay.
They ran. Basically, they ran.
Here we are again with Deontay Wilder, who really doesn't want to fight Dillian White or Al, or as we've learned in the past 24 hours, I can finally say it, or Floyd doesn't want his fighter to fight. We'll get to that story. But by the way, that was confirmed finally, Andrew. I can now say it officially.
Yes, but I believe that's only because DeBella had a falling out, Lee. You got to remember, you don't see Lou up there no more, and Al needs a promoter. Al cannot have a promotional license, so I think that's why Floyd now has to step in. The other one, what's the other little guy's name? Wilder's other manager.
Oh, Shelly Finkel.
Shelly, yes, thank you, Lee. Not a promoter, so he couldn't take that role, and I think that's where Floyd comes from. But hey, Lee's been telling you for a while, Floyd is running the PBC, and now
Floyd
he
has officially said he's the HNIC.
What does that mean?
Get to that. Oh, come on.
Yo, come on.
Bro, I got the front door open. I'm in a brand new place at the beach. I've already gotten a warning about illegally downloading movies.
Ay. Guess it
Head
means
neoprene wearing surfer in charge. How's that?
There you go.
I can't even believe you tried to get me to get baited into that.
You seen Manny right away respond with his name ain't on one of my contracts. So if Floyd can produce a check that shows, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? I'm just saying it would be awesome. Could you imagine if Manny's $10 million check came at the bottom with the signature of Floyd Mayweather? Oh my gosh,
and it shows 10% going to... Oh, it would be brilliant. Well, with all of that said, let's move on to our next story that popped this week. The WBO has officially ordered Oscar Valdez to defend his featherweight title against Shakur Stevenson next. A purse bid has been scheduled for Friday, August 2nd. Well, I'm sure this makes grumpy old Bob happy.
Makes him very happy. Double ending this deal.
Andrew.
There you go.
I mean, let's be realistic. Of course it does.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think?
I don't think Valdez is going to do it. I believe his manager came out and said they want Frampton or who was the other guy? Damn it. They want Carl Frampton or someone else. Stevenson's too young, hasn't done anything in the sport to get the fight. So they're probably going to walk away from the title, leaving Stevenson a vacated shot. It's a good fight. It's a fight that's going to happen eventually because both of these guys are under top rank unless, Valdez starts pulling a Mikey Garcia and looks for a way out. Eventually, these two will fight. I have Stevenson right now, the favorite, just a better boxer, doesn't get hit as much, face doesn't fall apart. Oscar Valdez, one of his biggest problems I've seen lately is this kid, for some reason, he can't take the punishment to the face. Broken jaw, broken nose, I believe, last time. He just always looks like he's getting his ass kicked. Once you start fighting the elite level boxers, that's really going to get exposed. Stevenson's that type of fighter. Offensively, the guy is one of the best. He's fast, he's accurate, he's young. Yeah, I don't see this be ending well for Valdez in a 12-round fight.
Yeah, I don't think it goes well. I think Shakur is the golden child currently.
He could
for
be.
Bob.
Yeah, he could be. Just technically, he's better, and I don't like Valdez's face right now in the sport. What I mean, but what's a better way of saying that, Lee? Just his face gets beat up, man. Like he can't take the punishment, and Stevenson, he'd probably put the hardest hands a kid's seen yet on him. So
I agree.
I think that's why they want Frampton. They might already be looking for a payday, right? Go to the UK, sell 100,000. If he loses, whatever. Go play with this alligator with another $1 million.
I don't even have anything brilliant to add behind that. You ended right on the alligator. So let's get this party started. Our featured story. This is our featured story, Andrew. Would you like me to just keep it looping in the background? There you go. Our featured story is two people, and two people only this week. That's right. It's the saga of Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. We have several tweets to cover, several stories that have come out, several unbelievable things said by both parties. Let's start off with this particular post that I spruced up a little from Eastwick by adding this great video. Again, you can go to Fight Net Radio, download this video, add it as your wallpaper. I think it's great, personally. There it is, Andrew, in all its glory. The betting odds came out this past week for Manny's next opponent. And so let's run down the list and get your feedback before we get into the saga of Manny and Floyd, which, I don't know, Andrew. I listen to this podcast called Fight Net Radio and broadcast, and I watch their videos. I follow them on Facebook. They do thousands and thousands of downloads. Show called Fight Net. This jerk, right? This guy named Lee Honish on that show, who doesn't seem to know a lot about boxing in general, has been talking about Floyd fighting Manny Pacquiao. It seems like literally since the end of their fight. You know a little bit about Fight Net Radio and this guy Lee Honish.
Yes, sir. And yes, he has.
Have you heard him talking about this literally almost on a monthly basis for several years?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I just wanted to cover it because they released Manny Pacquiao's next opponents. They are up there on the screen for you. For those of you listening on one of the broadcast platforms, Manny Pacquiao's next opponents, we will go in order. Errol Spence Jr., minus 150. I almost feel like we should put a betting line on whether or not the actual fight would happen, right? That would be a funnier bet. Errol Spence Jr. at minus 150. The probability of it actually happening, Andrew, I'd put it at plus 10,000. How do you feel about the odd line for Errol Spence? Let's start right there. Errol Spence Jr., minus 150.
I mean, that's very telling. Listen, are these real? This is a real odds.
This is a real website that Eastwick picked them off. I've confirmed a couple of them.
Oh, they're a website. Okay.
No. I've gone to the betting websites, and I've confirmed that they got their info correctly from Bovada and a couple of sources. I think they pulled it all from one website based on my research, because as you can tell with Eastwick, no knock on Eastwick, I'll continue to use you and give you guys a shout out. But they didn't source out where they got the information from. Right. So I did a little bit of homework before we did this. Yeah, the numbers are accurate. I mean, they're a little different here and there, but the reality is they're pretty close, Andrew. So Errol Spence Jr. would be basically a pick'em. First of all, let's start with, will Manny Pacquiao fight Errol Spence in his next fight?
I'm going to say no, because Spence is fighting unifying. So how could that be? Manny's not going to wait, 6 months, 8 months, right? He's going to have a warm-up fight before he fights Spence. So no, it's not Spence. I eliminate him because he has a fight in September.
If he did fight Spence, so these opponents are based on if he fought Errol Spence, right? The odds of him in that fight, Errol Spence is a minus 150 opponent. So it'd be a pick 'em. How do you like Manny versus Errol Spence if the fight actually was to happen?
I would go with Spence Jr. at this time. Lee, for what I seen Saturday, it did seem like Manny slowed down at the end of that fight. You heard Freddie, he was a little worried about the way Manny looked, even talked about maybe it's time. That really pissed off Manny and Pooh Boy again. So I don't know if Freddie will be back for his next fight. But it did look, you could see it. You could see it in the 10th round when he hurt him to the body and he didn't finish him. The young Manny Pacquiao, there's no way Thurman.
He would have finished that fight earlier or later or one of those. I agree.
That 10th round, it's over, man. You go, he hurt him bad to the body. Manny would have sent like 5 more of those straight lefts to the body. You're going down.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Amir Khan. Which is an intriguing fight, which seems kind of reasonable on paper because it generates a lot of money. They have Amir Khan at a plus 250, 2.5 to 1. I don't even know if it would be that close personally if they actually fought. Forget the probability of them actually fighting. Manny's going to fight Floyd. Everybody wrap your brains around it. I'm just covering the odds of every possible opponent that he could have. I think the odds should be greater. I don't see any way, shape, or form how Amir Khan would have any shot of beating Manny Pacquiao.
He wouldn't. He loses that fight, and the odds should be a lot greater. Amir Khan's a nobody in the sport today. He's merely making checks off of his name and the fact that he's Muslim, and he runs around Muslim countries, and he does the whole show, right? Oh, look at me, I'm a professional fighter, and everyone surrounds. Seriously, I'm so over Amir Khan. He's done nothing in years. Nothing in years. He is not elite. He was always a poor man's fighter. Poor man's De La Hoya is what I used to call him. Silver medalist, not gold. Beat Barrera, not Chavez. Kind of had the looks that would take him far. Never happened. Like the guy just never lived up to what they all thought he was going to be. And for years now, he's just lived on the fact that he's Muslim. And that's not. I'm not saying that to be racist or anything else. That he has a following because of his religion, not because of what he does in the ring. So that's why I'm saying that.
I think you're a racist.
I know. No, I know people are going to say, but tell me what's the last great thing he did in the ring? He's been getting knocked out all the time, like loses all the time. Like, come on, this is a fucking joke.
Showtime Sean Porter plus 300. Well, we know that Porter's fighting, we already know the short.
I would probably lay money on Porter. I would lay money on Porter to
plus 300. You like Porter at plus 300?
Plus 300, I would probably lay money on him just because of his style. I don't know if Manny could keep up with it. Porter would have to get through the punches, but the guy seems to have a granite chin. He fought as a middleweight in the amateurs, so he probably takes a bigger punch than Manny delivers. And in 12 rounds, he probably outworks Pacquiao for a split decision victory.
Terrence Bud Crawford at plus 500. Of course, PBC and Top Rank are never going to fight with each other because... Well,
no, Manny ran from this fight already. No, they ran from it.
I get that.
Yeah, they didn't
plus
want it.
500. I think
Crawford
it's even
knocks
higher
him out.
than that.
Crawford knocks out Pacquiao.
I like this next one. Team Mikey Garcia. They have it at plus 1,200, which is probably pretty accurate. It would make money. No doubt about that in my mind, Andrew.
Yeah, it's a ticket seller. It's something Manny should look at. If Mikey Garcia is even under, I think Mikey's gone. They might have got this wrong. I think Mikey's signing with Dazin or Top Rank. He already said it. So if the fight was to get made, though, I just don't know who Mikey is as a welterweight. He comes in looking like a box again. I might have Pacquiao winning. If this fight was at lightweight or junior welterweight even, then maybe I'd see it a little bit closer if Mikey can box to the later rounds and then start, bringing it on the age side.
All right, that takes us to Keith one-time Thurman in a rematch, Andrew. Plus 2,000.
I think Keith Thurman
Hilariously, he becomes a horrible underdog in the rematch.
and it's because they've seen the power isn't there anymore. Keith is no longer one-time Thurman. He throws a single punch still, but the power isn't there anymore. When he throws 2 punches, the power isn't there anymore. I don't know what it is. He doesn't commit. He might be a little bit nervous. It could be nerves that he doesn't want to re-injure whatever he had going on. He needs to get over it, or he needs to just come to a reality that the power is no longer there. I did hear him put out a tweet, or he put out a tweet saying, I got to get my fire back. And I think we all have been questioning the fire, his desire to fight for the last few months now leading up to this fight. So he said it. He's seen it. Maybe he divorces his wife and gets back on the grind. I don't know. Don't see that happening. Probably fights. I'm just fucking kidding. You know how these fighters always blame their wives when they take losses. It's who can he fight? Danny Garcia? I think it's the name they keep throwing around. Maybe possible bring him back. Do that one more time. And then you just got to see if he can become Keith one-time Thurman again. But I didn't see it, man, and we didn't see it in the Josecito Lopez fight. And then he had a 22-month layoff. So there's obviously something there.
And then the shocker to me, Floyd Mayweather is only plus 2,000. I would think Floyd is still at least even or minus 150, but I would imagine that the betting pundits are thinking that he's so far removed from the ring that he's got to be perceived as an underdog, but at plus 2,000 for an
everyone's
undefeated
betting
fighter.
on him. This is a fixed fight if those are the real odds. Floyd would bet against himself. Understand that. Floyd would bet against himself and then get DQ'd and lose on a TKO and laugh all the way to the bank.
Adrian Broner plus 8,000.
Hey, Lee, we're all betting on Floyd if he's plus 2,000. You understand that, right?
I literally physically can't get enough money together to bet on Floyd. If he's a plus any number, I can't get enough money on him. But if you're talking anywhere from, look, let's be realistic. Let's say that they start the betting at 3-1 or plus 300. I will shovel money at it as quick as I can once the betting line really starts. I mean, these are all hypotheticals, but you're telling me you're going to give me basically 20-1 to take Floyd Mayweather, an undefeated fighter? I can't get my hands on enough
to beat Manny, who he's already beaten
once. Right. And you're only basing this basically on the fact that he hasn't stepped in a ring and he's only fought a shoe shine guy, or what's he call him, a fast food pizza delivery driver. That's what he called him. Adrian Broner plus 8,000.
Garbage fight.
It should be higher if they actually.
He already beat him too. What is that? Another rematch? No way.
Yeah.
No way.
And lastly, if he were to fight Conor McGregor would be plus 10,000. I think he'd be plus 20,000 in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Because Manny Pacquiao would physically kill Conor McGregor.
He's probably just too fast. Which takes
us to the actual drama of this situation, Andrew. You excited about it? I know I'm excited about it. The drama that ensued this past week in regards to the boys. So as you've heard on Fight Net Radio and me drone on about it repeatedly, almost in a unsympathetic like manner of explaining how awesome I am, tweets started to fly between Manny, who I believe threw the first salvo. Andrew, is that correct? Did I get that right? He's the first salvo in the whole thing. He did the let's do the Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather again, Andrew. Right? That's what they threw that salvo out there. You beat broken Manny Pacquiao.
Freddie Roach also said that. Go ahead.
And Floyd Mayweather, I find it really ironic how every time this is from Floyd Mayweather, by the way. Floyd Mayweather said this. I find it ironic how every time Pacquiao's name is brought up in media, my name is attached to it. The man's entire legacy career has been built off its association with my name, and it's about time you all stop using my brand for clout chasing and clickbait and let the man's name hold weight for its own.
Oh,
For years,
God.
all I've heard was that Floyd is afraid of Manny Pacquiao. But what's funny is when we finally fought, I won so easily that everyone had to eat their words. All of those so-called boxing experts, critics, and jealous American fan base either went mute or ran for the cover or made every excuse in the world as to why I should give Manny Pacquiao a rematch. My take on all this BS is that y'all are just upset that I broke Rocky Marciano's record and hate the fact that a black high school dropout outsmarted you all by beating all the odds and retiring undefeated while maintaining all my faculties simply by making smart choices and even smarter investments. Ultimately, I will always have the last laugh.
He won't, but yeah, sounds good. It sounds good, but see, this is what I mean by people are going to take a photo shot of this, and then you save it for the day that he does go bankrupt, and then everyone's not going to feel sorry for this guy at all. Floyd is going to have to shut down all of his shit the day that it happens to him. And the way he spends money, people, I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen to him. He doesn't see it yet because there's a lot of money to spend, but you wait to when the money starts drying up, how fast people are going to come with those IOUs.
Here's the original Manny Pacquiao.
Come on, listen. Do we really have to? Look, Floyd was feeling fucking butthurt last night and wanted to go viral.
You came to my fight, Andrew.
This is Manny's response. Okay.
Well, Manny tweeted first, which led to, okay, so no, it was, there's number one up there in the corner. Then number two, this is a good one. Who put this out to make this layout? Okay, so we read number one. Number two was from Floyd. Of course, the first two are by Floyd, right? Number two by Floyd. Let's stick to the facts. Bob Arum is no longer your promoter, so when it comes to at Mayweather Promotion and PVC events, I'm the HNIC. Bottom line, I make more money than you. I beat you, then I signed you. I was only at your fight supervising you, my employee, as any boss would do. You made $10 million for 12 rounds when I made $9 million in under 3 minutes playing around in an exhibition with a pizza delivery guy. I beat you mentally, physically, and financially. Remember, you fight because you have to. I fight when I want to. Hashtag TMT, TBE, and hashtag Mayweather Promotions, Andrew. You got to love the man. He's literally manufacturing this next fight through social media.
I don't know. No, I think he actually got his feelings hurt when he seen everyone write that Manny Pacquiao is the greatest fighter of this generation again. Like people were saying that again. And that was Floyd fans too. That was across the board. That was not just Filipino people coming out. There was a lot of it. Dude, I was at a bar where there was a few guys that thought Keith Thurman was seriously going to win that fight, and Manny won at 40. Yes, he was undefeatedly
even after the first round.
Like I said, 2 years ago, Keith Thurman was supposed to fight Floyd Mayweather. It was not Spence Jr. If anyone rewinds the rankings, rewinds the tape, goes back, Keith Thurman is the one that was supposed to fight Floyd Mayweather. That all went away with the injury. But no, there was a lot of people thought, and Manny did it at 40. He's the oldest welterweight champion ever, beating an undefeated guy that was on a pound for pound ranking before he got injured. And I think Floyd seen that and got upset. And now he writes these tweets about, I own him. He doesn't own him. No, sorry. You see the fighter of the decade didn't get into Floyd. You see the guy who won 5 titles, trainer titles. It wasn't given to Floyd Sr. or Roger. Manny did that all on his own. Manny helped Floyd's career. Like Floyd is Floyd's just so full of himself. That's all fighters. But I've told you guys many times, Floyd needs to bow down to the UFC too. Stop with the bullshit. No one would have bought into your bullshit, Floyd, if it wasn't for the fucking UFC pressing our numbers, right? We wanted the Pacquiao Mayweather fight. We wanted it bad. And we looked away through all of your bullshit. We knew you were robbing the bank. You fighting all these fucking losers that no one wanted to see. We knew you were robbing the bank, but we didn't care because we knew that fight was going to generate the numbers that would prove boxing is still elite. So he needs to bow down to Dana White. He needs to bow down to Bob Arum. He needs to bow down to Oscar De La Hoya, throw in a little bit of Al Heyman, and be good with it. But it was not just Floyd Mayweather's decision-making that made him what he is today. Great timing and the presence of that UFC company. Sorry. Like I said, people, you can't fight one time a year. Fight the guy nobody fucking wants to see, and you keep your pound-for-pound ranking. We keep saying you're the best in the world. What? We were all like, hey, we were all in the media room like, he's not going to fight. Yeah, he's not. He's going to fight Victor Ortiz. Yeah, he's going to fight Juan Marquez, not even make weight, not even get on the scale the next day. Did anyone penalize him for it? Did anyone say, oh, he's not the pound-for-pound anymore? Fuck no, we didn't. The fuck out of here. It was all you. Hey, bow down. Bob Arum made you. Always remember that. Oscar De La Hoya made you. Always remember that. And I would tell Floyd to his motherfucking face, if De La Hoya was the same age as you the night you fought, you lose that fight 118-110. Fuck out of here.
Lastly, Manny Pacquiao at 4:04 tweeted, 4:04 a.m. What are you doing up at that hour, Manny? From his iPhone. Hello, Floyd. You come to my fight and then use my name in a post, but I'm the only one trying to stay relevant. If you want to be relevant again.
It's true.
There you go.
It's true.
It is true, Andrew. It is very true. It's true. It's true. It's damn true.
Oscar didn't even have to punch Pernell Whitaker, rest in peace, and won that fight. How many times he hit Floyd that night? All those silly-ass body shots, all those silly-ass punches. Well, Floyd was just on the ropes doing his dumb-ass shoulder roll that was doing nothing. You're still getting hit, buddy. Yeah, HBO is just looking past it like, oh, yeah, I don't see an old-ass Oscar De La Hoya just taking off on him. Fucking 5 body shots in a row. When does De La Hoya do that? Fucking hit the guy. Oh, Bob Arum knew he would waste your ass when you were young. He said, shut up, kid. Tell him, Bob. Shut up, kid. Get in line. That's the golden boy. Fuck out of here.
Hey, everyone. Go to Fight Net Radio, and you can jump in on all this. Click on the Facebook link. Get involved in all of our wild, engaging, and timeless.
He just irritates me. He irritates the shit out of me when he fuck.
It's obvious that he does.
When he goes on these dumbass rants like he was some legend. He's no legend. No legend. You're not a legend fighting Victor Ortiz and Robert Guerrero. There's nobody in history that's ever going to say Floyd would have beat Roberto Duran because he took out Victor Ortiz. Fuck out of here.
It's stressful for you. You really don't like Floyd.
I don't like that he doesn't give the credit where credit's due. He lets hate stand in the way of giving the real respect to the men that made his career. Al Heyman has a piece of it. Don't get me wrong. But them Top Rank keeping you away from De La Hoya also made your career. Believe that. You staying away from Katsuya Zhu at junior welterweight saved your career. Believe that. Paul Williams, Margarito, Sergio Martinez, they all saved your fucking career. Believe that. Miguel Cotto, undefeated, junior welterweight, Top Rank, saved your career. Believe that. Stevie Johnson beats Jose Luis Castillo. Stevie Johnson's a southpaw, great boxer, only one defeat. They fucking walked into his dressing room and said, oh no, we got the wrong scorecard. Castillo won. Give me that goddamn belt. Give it to Castillo. You still lost that fight. They saved your fucking career. Believe that.
Go to LasVegasDiscount.net. They'll save you up to 50% on your next Vegas trip. This is one of those moments where I'm psychically hoping that you see my cue for you to do another Floyd rant right behind when I'm inserting a commercial. because it would be hilarious if you did not stop. Just sharing that. I was recording a different podcast last night, and the person I was doing the podcast with was not picking up on my softball-like cues of the direction I wanted it to go, and started answering the stuff I was saying like they were real questions. And it really ruined perfectly good comedy that I thought was there. But I digress, Andrew. There's no way for you to know to go on more of a Floyd rant than you already have. I just think that everybody should prepare themselves for Mayweather Pacquiao Part 2. Like
Katsuya Zoo is the undisputed junior welterweight champ. We get Arturo fucking Gotti.
Don't forget FightNetRadio.com for boxing stuff. Anybody else? Want to go over the Oscar fight again?
Just saying. Give credit where credit's due. I ain't stupid. I've been watching this sport a long time. You ain't playing me. You play all these other suckers that started watching boxing, what, in 2000, 2002? Yeah, you fake them out. You ever come to me with that bullshit? Who's your Leonard? Who's your Hearns? Who's your Duran? Huh?
Who's your daddy? I mean, really?
The fuck? What is the fight that tells me you would have stepped in the ring with Sugar Ray Robinson in his fucking prime? Or Pernell Whitaker? Or Felix Trinidad?
Trinidad.
Oh, you don't think Trinidad had a shot? Did you see how good he looked against Oscar? Don't get it twisted. He's a heavy hitter, and I've seen Floyd hurt.
Lennox Lewis.
No, Trinidad's actually a welterweight. That's why I said Trinidad. He's actually in the same division as Floyd.
Why didn't he fight Sor Rungvisai?
I'm just being real. Robert Guerrero is not Felix Trinidad. Juan Manuel Marquez is not fucking Roberto Duran. Juan Manuel Marquez is not Pernell Whitaker. So where am I comparing him to legends that says he's the greatest? Am I supposed to look at Andre Berto? Pacquiao was supposed to be Duran. You see, Pacquiao in 2009 is considered fucking Muhammad Ali and Roberto Duran. They call him the Duran of the lightweights. Bob Arum calls him Ali of boxing, the second coming of Ali. Floyd never got none of those titles.
I want you to wake the baby. Have you noticed the crazier you get, the lower I get?
He fought. Out loud. In 2009, Manny Pacquiao stopped Miguel Cotto. He fights him in 2015.
There you go.
All right, we're done. We're done.
That one coming. Good slide in there. What about Roy Jones? I just really want to come in good fighters. No? Did I lose you?
You're starting to break up. Lee, don't ever forget. Lee, I'm there. Lee hung up. I'm here.
Fight Radio. FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee. Talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Net!